very few homes in here even have them.
It's
on.
just it's new in this
and
area.
the people that I've talked to that do have them by chance are like, it doesn't really. You get like a $20, $30 benefit.
People aren't going solar.
But that's the experience that they're sharing, though. That's the real life what they're saying. You're a sales guy. I'm telling you, the real life is $20, $30 a month.
I mean, I've only been doing it for 17 years. I've set up about 1,000 homes, and
okay, you're the guy selling me at the door.
I went back to their house 8 years later.
One guy.
I mean, I can show you.
I'm sure it works with someone.
I'm not here to pull any teeth, brother. You know,
it's going to be a 20, 30,000. What's the upfront?
Zero. I already explained that.
It's not zero upfront. Okay.
Yeah, but just Google. Yeah, so he just didn't believe me, but the fact was, it was zero out of pocket, dude. It really was.
You created a battery that runs off just air.
The whole goal is how I could make it so that you produce your power on site.
All right, we made our way up to Canada. We are in Calgary. We got another away game. We can make plays or we can make excuses, but we can't make both. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna sell some salesmen on selling. It's pretty cold out here. You know, I'm from Florida, but we're all the way up here in the north, an international away game. I love games like this. It really just started weeks ago, getting into the zone. And the whole goal is to give you guys way more than you expect. Really what my ultimate goal here today is to accelerate the trajectory of renewable energy here in Canada. So let's go meet everybody. Let's give them way more than they expect. We're not here to do a seminar, we're here to throw a party, baby. Are you guys excited to be here? Who's ready to make some plays today? Some people go through the motions in sales, but if you guys have a plan of attack, right? When we go into this, these next couple days, we each have a challenge, okay? The challenge for me is to give you guys these aha moments, that the light bulb goes on in your mind. Challenge for you guys is to actually program this information, to program, reprogram. You know, a lot of people need to stop checking their Facebooks, they need to start facing their checkbooks, because this is the year you guys are gonna make it. This is the year where you're gonna put your last name on your back and say, hey, I'm gonna set us up for decades to come with the opportunity that you have, right? You guys have the ability to change the world. It sounds crazy, but years from now, 10, 15 years from now, you guys are the pioneers that are setting up solar and renewable energy here in Canada.
One of this area that we're going to is a little bit more, it's like 5 minutes away. There's really no systems over here either. First thing I want to do, you know, obviously they weren't home, but if I could get their name, their information, why they want solar, then I can use them as a reference to everybody else.
Are you the owner of the house? I'll be super quick. We're utilizing a few guys as references, or what we refer to as model homes. I'll pop by tomorrow just to show you. This is the pre-report. I'll see you tomorrow at about 4:30. Yep, bye.
I don't know if you noticed, like some of the homes up here that put up the solar panels on the home, they didn't win the lottery, they didn't take money out of their checking account.
You can actually do it for no cost out of pocket?
Correct. There's nothing that comes out of your pocket. It's just like, say you paid $150 to the utility company, we would shift that into the solar amount, which would be...
So you guys finance it through the government?
The government is the one that's actually lending you the money to put the solar system on.
And you guys just set it all up and everything?
Yeah, we take care of all the upfront costs, the permitting, the installation, the labor. Every home's different. So do you know roughly what the electric bill comes to, just ballpark? Like roughly?
If I had to average over the course of the year, it's $250.
So I'll pop by tomorrow. I'll send you a text before I come by.
Sounds great.
All right, I'm Taylor.
Hi sir, how are you?
You guys get crushed in sun on that portion of the road. Have you ever looked into solar here at the house?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
Good luck
appreciate your
sending
time.
that text.
Thank you so much. I sent
Have a good day.
just send me a thumbs up emoji so I know you got the text, and I'll pop by sometime tomorrow with the report.
All right, boys.
All right, see ya. Thanks for keeping us dry. That was like the best door I've been to all day. During the heavy rain, you know. For example, that's not like a solid set, but he didn't tell us no, so it's worth following up with him. You know what I mean? He's open to the idea, so you know you do as much as you can really do.
We're just renters.
I got you, man. Well, sorry to bother you.
No worries. Have a good
Take
night.
care.
Hi.
Hi there.
Oh wow, lots of you.
How are you doing today?
Good, thanks.
My name is Richard. I'm with Mag Solar. Just looking to speak with one of the homeowners.
About? Oh, solar panels.
Yeah.
Had this conversation with someone else and we just don't feel like it's right for us right now.
I just want some people to show me that they actually worked out for them first before I jump in. I am totally fine being a late adopter on
So
solar panels.
I'll just show you this real quick. So just
Nobody does this.
just stay with the utility company then. That might be your best option. And sorry I'm so blunt and so persistent, but I know that if I went through this process with you, would do it. You have a perfect house for solar.
For 15 years, you guys are not going to be around in 15 years. You're not. You're going to get sold, you're going to get bought, you're going to get merged.
Okay, and guess
And I'm not going to have the paperwork to try and figure out.
So if we went out of business, we probably couldn't even come pick up the panels and you would have those panels outright because we're not asking you to pay a penny out of pocket. That's the thing.
Literally, I can show you my MX bill. It's $100 a month.
But can we both agree if you move, they're not going to give you any of that money back? It's like paying a landlord. It's like paying 100% interest.
But like very few homes in here even have them.
It's
on.
just, it's new in this
And the
area.
people that I've talked to that do have them by chance, or like it doesn't really. You get like a $20, $30.
So you just don't understand
benefit.
the concept. If people aren't going solar, say,
But that's the experience that they're sharing though. That's the real life what they're saying. You're a sales guy. I'm telling you the real life is $20, $30 a month.
I mean, I've only been doing it for 17 years. I've set up about 1,000 homes, and
Okay, but you're the guy selling me at the door.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you it's good no matter what. I could show you hundreds of homeowners. I went back to their house 8 years later. I went back to this guy's house 8 years later, like literally 8 years later, and I was like,
One guy.
I mean, I can show
I'm
you
sure it
hundreds
works for
of
someone.
them. Yeah.
It's okay.
I'm not here to pull any teeth,
Like,
brother, you know?
It's gonna be a 20, 30,000 list up front.
It's zero. I already explained that.
It's not zero up front. Okay.
Yeah, but
Thanks.
just Google. Yeah, so he just didn't believe me, but the fact was that it's zero out of pocket, dude. It really was. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
So we're a little early for Christmas caroling. I got you. Just bad timing.
Yeah.
And he's not going to be around at all tomorrow.
No.
Okay. Hi, sir. How are you?
Hi. So sorry, but we've already looked into that. We can't do it right now. Have a good one, guys.
God bless you. And yours? Could you get your parents for me real quick? I like your umbrella. Hi, sir. How are you? I'm Taylor McCarthy. Do you know what the electric portion comes to?
Actually, I forget. Maybe around 150 something. I don't know.
If you can just pull up your electric bill real quick, there's a graph on it. I just want to see to pull up the system this time.
Okay.
But I'll be back in about 20 seconds.
This the new bill.
All right, I'll pop back by. I'll see you in a little bit. Hi, sir. How are you? If you stay with the utility company and nothing changes, compared to actually taking ownership or independence of your utility bill. Well, I appreciate you giving me the time, man. Take care, man. God bless. How are you? Not too bad. You?
It's interesting. It's funny. I was wondering if solar was going to go in this direction. Have they changed this? They used to not incorporate solar panels in the value of the home.
Based on Zillow, if you Google how much does ownership of solar add to my home value, according to Zillow, it's 4.1%.
Yeah, it used to be like 15 to 20 years. Does that improve for the solar, the panels?
So what happens is the panels will degrade at a small 0.05% per year. Do you want me to just take a picture of it?
Sure.
I appreciate your time. I'll be here at 3.
Okay.
It'll probably be like a 15, max 20-minute process. I'm not long at all. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. All right, we're over here. It's raining cats and dogs. It's the middle of July and it's like 40 degrees up here in Canada. I came from friggin' Florida, but we're set and we're on fire, right? We had a little bit of a slow start, but we're starting to pick up momentum, right? It's raining, but guess what? We are making a play. Hi, Ness, how are you? So yeah, we just did all the reports for the homes. Like I always tell people, it's kind of like having a pebble in your shoe. It's like a bill that we pay because we have to pay it. I'll shoot for like, I'll just write 7 to 7:30, and then for some reason, if that doesn't work, just text me.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
All right, see you.
Bye. Hi, I'm Taylor, by the way. Hardest part of our job is timing. Like I think it might be company policy to come during dinner time. But what I can do is I can drop off the report, send you a text, just send me a quick thumbs up emoji so I know you got my text, and I'll see you tomorrow around 4. All right. Hi, sir. How are you?
Okay, how much you said what we're doing is totally different. We're not here to sell you today. How much is your current bill per month? Like
Hello.
max?
$200 or $300.
$300?
Yeah.
If you have 5 minutes right now, I can show it to you. If you don't have 5 minutes right now, I can come by tomorrow when I'm doing your
No,
neighbors.
you know what? Yeah, you go to the neighbor because I'm building a company. Maybe he can work with you later on. I'm building a perpetual battery now.
Oh, wow. Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And this, so
This is since 1999. I was the first person to create the life form already.
sit down real quick. I want to
So-
show you one thing. You created a battery that doesn't need anything. That
Well, it doesn't read anything, but it takes the energy from the air and it converts it back. And when you use it in the house, and after you reuse it, it go back in the air and then come back. It recycles.
so you created a battery.
Not
that
yet,
just,
not yet.
You're gonna create a battery
It's about 2 years.
that runs off just air. No electric, no solar, no sun. It runs off the air.
Nothing. No hydro, no nothing.
And it's not invented yet, but you've been working on it.
This one here, you don't have to pay electricity bill. The power will power the whole building, and it costs you maybe for a whole building, maybe $2,000 for 100 years. Why would you want to pay solar for, if you only pay $200 and you power the whole building for 2 years? Why would you want,
because that's
why would you want
because
additional energy?
It's not something that you're able to take advantage of today. So let's say this: if I put the solar panels on your roof and I don't charge you a penny out of pocket, and
Yes.
I redirect the money you would have given to the utility company, would you do it?
Sure.
Okay. If there's a small corner of a table, or if you get your electric bill, I'll literally use you as a model home.
Okay.
Where I'll do $0 out of pocket.
Yes.
We'll pay all the upfront costs for you.
Yes.
Whatever your average monthly bill is to the utility company,
Yes.
I'll make it the same amount. It'll never increase, and you won't pay a utility bill ever again.
All right.
Pull the chart up on the bill real quick. I'm gonna go take a quick look at the meter X. So obviously, I have to get his wife's approval and your approval. But if he kept the sign out for 3 months, would you be okay with me extending my budget?
Yeah, I think we can make that work.
All right, cool. Nice to meet you. Can I have a high five?
Hi.
What I would approach you guys about is being one of our model homes out here.
What I don't understand, you like pay now to NMAX,
Yep.
so instead of paying to NMAX, it's going to you instead.
Correct. And it goes towards ownership of those panels, which has an end game.
Okay.
I'll have the whole report ready. And then at about like 8:15, maybe 8:30 at the latest, I'll pop by and I'm just gonna compare apples to apples.
What if something happened to the roof or something like that? So
What happens to the roof? We're on the hook for 25 years to maintain and warranty the system. If something happens to the roof, for example, if we put the panels over here and something happens on that, like a tree falls on that side of the roof, that's your homeowner's insurance. But if anything happens to the roof because of the panels, then we would fall responsible. 8:15, 8:30.
Okay.
I'll come back. See you guys in a little bit. Can you guys take off our shoes?
please, yeah, you can take it off inside.
Right here. Kim, this is Ryan. The engineer that put it all together for me. And then I am using this one as a model home. All I'm really gonna do is break down the situation that you guys are currently in. And the whole goal is, you know, how I could make it so that you produce your power on site and you're no longer paying the utility company, which is like paying them forever, and having complete independence. You guys can see from 6 in the morning till 8 p.m. you get sun in the home, but I'm gonna use most of the panels on that side because that's where you guys get all the morning sun. If we cover all of the upfront costs, like the installation, the permitting, the labor, that's a pretty big expense for us. Okay. We would ask to use you as a reference. Now, how many years have you owned the home?
14 years.
14 years, okay, perfect. We want to look for homeowners that have owned a home for over 10 years because you're pretty much like a billboard for us in the neighborhood. You'd have a fixed monthly amount of the $119. You'd own the system. This would completely go away. It's producing 112% of your power. Yeah. And are you 100% Cambodian, your mom and dad? Is it your nationality?
Well, like most Asian, we have
Yeah.
other like Chinese or Vietnamese.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not 100%.
I loved Shanghai when I went there. I was like one of the coolest experiences I've ever had. And it was, the people were just super friendly to me.
If I agree today, am I committed?
So you're committed once we put the panels physically installed on the roof. But if you guys were telling me right now, we're never gonna put solar on a roof, then this is where the process stops right now. And then I would do another home. If you said, hey, I wanna cross my T's, dot my I's, make sure that this is the best, but this is the analogy I'll give you, okay? Let's say I snapped my fingers and I looked on your roof and you already had solar panels and you knew you were locked in at $119 fixed amount, it would never go up, and in 10 years you would own it and never have a bill. And then you heard the doorbell ring and it was NMAX, and NMAX tried to convince you to rip the panels off the roof and go back to this program that they could raise at any time. What would you say? Like if this was already set up and I was sitting here trying to say I want to switch you into that program,
you wouldn't do it, you know?
So this is your actual house, right? So look at all these months you're overproducing on your power.
But assuming there's a lot of sunlight though.
So this data is
What is
taken.
gonna
I
cloud?
always tell people this, if the sun doesn't come up one day, then we've got bigger problems. They really do. It's like at 1 p.m. and you don't see the sun up. But even like on the snow, even on cloudy days, like we still produce sunlight.
Okay, Ryan, what information do you need from me?
First name and last name.
Congratulations.
You wanted the house. You wanted the house.
All right, so I'm here with Kim, and Kim, I have one question for you. If I snapped my fingers and the solar was installed on the roof and you knew you had that fixed monthly amount that was never going to increase, and you heard the doorbell ring and it was the utility company and they tried to convince you to rip the panels off the roof and go back to the higher amount and they could raise it at any time, what would you tell them?
No.
But what if they
Go
were
away.
like, what if they were like, please, Kim, please come back? She wouldn't do it.
No, I wouldn't do it.
She wouldn't do it. All right, we're here in Calgary, Canada, and we just helped Kim go solar. Are you excited?
Yes.
All right, and what do they gotta do?
When I like the video and subscribe to it.
Subscribe to the video.
Subscribe.
Kim's going solar, the true pit boss right here. It's 10:20 at night. It was pouring rain out today. We were cold at the beginning of the day. There wasn't qualified buyers. And then we just hit a switch. We made some plays. To be interested, you have to be interesting. And if you're not having fun, it's not worth it. We just had a bunch of fun. And we're going into this guy's hot box right here. It's like 120 degrees in this truck, thank God, because it was freezing cold. And we'll see you on the scoreboard. Get ready for day 2.
I think I'm Big Meats. Now wait, I take that back. I ain't Big Meats. I think I'm T-Mac. Yeah, that's Taylor Mac. Money, I could save you that. Knocking all them doors into the day that we fade to black.